We took over this podcast. It's our podcast because you know what? You're looking at the winner chicken dinner. No. I've risen up. It's like the phoenix. I rose from the ashes, and now it's this face and this face as the winners of the champions of taking over this joint. You know what? Christmas has come early because Santa came down the chimney and delivered a win.
Big old sack of gifts around his shoulder, and they said win for you and a win for me.
And guess what?
And
we gave Mike and we gave Will some coal in their mouth.
They're gone.
They're out of here.
Anyways,
major losers. It's like week to week, I just look in there and I'm like, what did I do? How did I create this mess? And I want to blame my kids, but I can't on this one. I blame them for other things.
Football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football.
Welcome to the Crossroads Fantasy Football League podcast with your boys, Mike and Will. I fixed the garbage disposal tonight. We got the premiere of Wicked 2 coming up this Friday. So get your crazy monkeys, get your freaking witches brooms, and get ready to take off around the Crossroads Fantasy Football League universe with your boys. How are we feeling this night, Will, on this lovely Tuesday? Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is, what a time to be alive. Just sitting here reminiscing about how I am the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you are an absolute loser. How's it feel to be a loser, Mike?
Let's just call it like it is out the gate. Both of our teams took a massive deuce this week. And I will say, I started the wrong people. I could have won if I started Pickens and Kittle. I would have beat you, but I didn't. But all I'll say is this. Going into the playoffs, I know who I'm riding with, and I know who I'm going to get. This is just shoring up my team.
It's Quentin
and
Johnston.
I feel good. That might go down as one of the worst trades of the season. The Quentin Johnston, like going with Quentin Johnston and moving off Vlad McConkey. Terrible decision on my part. Rough. I don't know. I mean, as a Chargers fan, what has happened to him? I mean, Herbert also put up terrible numbers. I mean, I didn't even watch the game. I don't know if you did. I don't even know what happened. I mean, Herbert put up 8.34 points, which is atrocious in our league.
It's pretty easy to explain it overall. The Chargers O-line consists of Austin Deculus, second to last of left tackles rated in the PSF rankings. Zion Johnson, who is, I believe, last in the left guards. Bradley Bozeman, I believe, is the third to last rated center. Mekhi Becton, which I believe is the second to last worst right guard. And Trey Pipkins, who is the second to last worst right tackle. We do not have an O-line. So a live rendition is Herbert hikes the ball in exactly 0.37 seconds, the entire pocket collapse, and he gets his booty ate. That's just really that's what I watched against the Jags for about 16 in-game minutes, because after the first quarter I stopped watching. But we're not here to talk about that. You know what we're here to talk about? No. We are here to talk about how good some of these teams are.
Yes,
let's talk about my team.
So let's talk about your team.
My team is so great. Let's not talk about your team. Your team is trash.
My team's trash.
Let's talk about Shawn's team. Shawn's team is doing great. Let's not talk about
the greatest rebrand, the greatest rebranding ever.
Let's not talk about Kevin's team, because his team's trash. Absolute trash. But I will give him this. His kicker got him 10 points. Like, come on.
The worst.
I mean, that's almost that's a little over 1/12 of his entire score for the week.
Good job.
Oh,
Well, let's just jump in. So Will, why don't you break down kind of where the standings are? Let's just jump in right there, and then we'll kind of go from there for this week, and we'll see what we got.
I think that's a beautiful thing to do. So quickly to break down what happened in the games for the weeks, and then going into the standings. Our matchups were myself versus my cohort over here, Mike's Magical Milkman. I won that game 161.64 to 137.94. Just a real ass game between both people. But I was able to sink out the win, and with that, I cruise into first place. Then we had probably the largest beatdown of the week. My Ball Zach Ertz, Shawn, 198.22 to Kevin Tremper, Rev Kev, 119.80. Following after that, we have Heather's Haterade having a pretty easy bye week against Gourdzilla, 156.50 to 125.54. We then had Katie Anderson having a bye week against Sutton Smells Like Shahid Joel, 168.56 to 166.44. It sounds close, but sorry, Joel. And then finally, Team Lebslibre relying on that Josh Allen magic, and it works again, beating El Toro 147.78 to 140.80. Few blowouts, few close games, and it was the standings have shooken up. They have shooketh up.
They have shooketh.
The new standings are as follows. From the bottom, unchanged, Gourdzilla at 2-9. Right above him, unchanged, Sutton Smell Like Shahid, 3-8. Up to 8th place, or should I say down to 8th place, as El Toro drops 2 positions with this loss. 2 losses on the bounce, 4-7. Tied, up in 7th place, Team Lebslibre, but just with a little bit more points. That win against Tori helped him get just 1 position higher. And then our new playoff contender, my Ball Zach Ertz, a.k.a. Shawn, also at 4-7, but with the most points, 4. Got him right into that playoff spot with the upset win against Rev Kev. After that, 5th place, we got Rev Kev at 6-5, all by his lonesome. Then it's All You Need Is Love, Katie at 7-4 in 4th place, waiting to get that playoff clench, but is close, not there yet. Heather's Haterade wrapping up in 3rd position, unchanged, at 8-3 with her win. She officially secures her playoff spot. She is going to the playoffs, baby. There is no ACT needing to be taken by her. And then the final shake-up is 1st and 2nd. Before our matchup, I was sitting in 2nd. You were sitting in 1st, Mike. That has now switched. You are tied with Heather at 8-3, but you are in 2nd place because you have scored the most points out of anybody in the league. But I have the most wins, and that gets me 1st place at 9-2. And that is where we currently are at in the CRFFL standings with 3 weeks to go before playoffs start.
I like it. So I would say let's just jump in right there. Let's just jump into Heather securing her spot. I think she's had, in her estimation, she would say a tumultuous season with injuries. Kudos to her to overcome those injuries. She made some good trades. We referenced one of them already, the Lad McConkey trade, which as that has aged, I feel like I got fleeced on that one just because QJ is absolutely nowhere. So, Travis Kelce came out big for her this week, 28 points, which is a huge, huge win for her. And, I think that she's done extremely well. Daniel Jones was on bye as well as Jonathan Taylor was on bye, and she still gets the win. It is against Gordon, which we expected her to win that game. And we will get to the Gordon trade with Shawn, but Gordon's kind of just mailed it in this year. And I think he's trying to capitalize on next year. So I don't think he's expecting to get wins at all. So, of course, Heather was going to get this win this week pretty comfortably, which is good. So she goes up, and next week she is taking on, let's see here, where's she at? I'm
She's going against my Ball Zach Ertz, Shawn
Okay.
Melton.
Big game, not a lay down game for her. I mean,
Not with
Sean's
how
got to
Shawn's
win
doing.
this. Not with how Sean's doing. Sean's got to win this game. But here's a good thing for Heather. She's already locked in the playoffs. I think the bye weeks are going to be out of reach for her potentially, or maybe not. If I slide, she could maybe squeeze one of those out. So she still has something to play for to get that bye week. How do you feel about Heather's season locking in the playoff spot for her at this juncture with 3 weeks left, really?
Well, I think overall with Heather's team, I would have been very surprised overall if she wouldn't have secured a playoff spot. I mean, we're talking about the girl who was going into week 6, 5-0. Now she had a very rough after that, 2 losses on the bounce to 2 decent teams. I believe she lost to you and me overall.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe it was it was Katie and me. So that was understandable. But overall, 8-3 season. I mean, this has been a tremendous comeback overall from how last season went for her, and I think it's very respectable where she's at. I think she knows what she has. I think the bye week is a potential. I think it's a potential. If you think about it, she has the easiest run for the next 3 weeks. She had Gordon, easy week. Then she goes against Shawn. That's probably the hardest matchup, but still possible. Then week 13 and week 14, she's going up against Caleb and going up against Joel. While for you are going up against Joel, pretty easy. But then you have Kevin, and then in week 14, you have Caleb. So I think you and her both have the volatility of going against Caleb. Will Josh Allen produce? Will Josh Allen not produce? You don't know. But I think she has overall the easier schedule. So, and she's already tied with you on score, and she's only behind you in less than 100 points which is really what's getting you the lead into that bye week. So I think her sight is set pretty closer than you would probably like it to be. But overall, I think Heather, you can be happy you secured the playoffs. I don't think you were ever worried to not secure the playoffs. I think now it's just like, okay, cool, I got the playoffs. Can I really get that bye week? If so, what are the things I can do? Who am I banking for to be ready? She's got Daniel Jones. She's got Jonathan Taylor back. That's fantastic to end the season with. Garrett Wilson, I don't know why. I don't know when he's supposed to come. He's not coming back until week 15. So it's like, that kind of sucks. But you still have the team you need to win against these next 3. And I think having the bye week would be very helpful, because if you get the bye week on 14, that means Garrett Wilson comes back for your first playoff game. So I would be really reaching for that playoff spot.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I think that obviously from where she was at last year, this year, huge turnaround, and to secure a playoff spot with 3 games left, that's obviously a huge win. So kudos out to her.
Yeah.
I want to jump over to Kevin with 3 losses in a row. What are your feelings right now for him as he's trying to close out this season? Is it conceivable that we could see him drop out of playoff contention? Could that happen? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think overall, like, as much as I love to meme the pastor, and I'll tell you what, that meme of the week just felt so good to make yesterday. I was just foaming at the mouth, to the point where I went through about 30 minutes worth of previous Crossroads Church sermons on YouTube to find the perfect one I could tag in at the end of that. That's how much I was just foaming at the mouth for it. I mean, overall, this is not the same problem that he had in the past. He has 3 losses on the bounce, which is scary. Like, you look at that and you go, oh no.
Yeah.
The 2 weeks prior to this one, he just heavily mismanaged his team. I mean, absolutely trash management, where he was just leaving points on the table, on the bench that could have gotten him wins. This one, I mean, Shawn just came out of nowhere and punched him in the mouth. I mean, it was just a whop. Even if he was 100%, he was 85% accurate, so you can't blame him on that. But even with his max points, he's only this is what's scary for this week. His maximum points he could have gotten is 140, and that is below. That is the only people who scored below that is Tori. Not even Tori. Tori would have won by 0.3. It's below you, and you had a terrible week, and Gordon, who has a terrible team. So it's like, those are the yikes about it. If we break down what it is, I mean, St. Brown had a very big dip, but they're going against Philly, so that's understandable. Devontae Smith had a horrible dip, but they're going against Detroit. That was a low-scoring, crazy game. The tight end being Kyle Pitts, I don't like. I don't know why he switched from Hawkinson to Kyle Pitts. I don't know if I would have done that. I don't like Kyle Pitts as a tight end. Kamani Vidal with the Chargers. This is where it's a little, he was working really well for you. But again, the Chargers are just dealing with this offensive line issue, and now he's injured. So we're kind of uncertain in how he's going to be when he comes back after the bye. But Pittman's also on bye. So there's a lot of ups and downs overall. There's a lot of bad things, but there's also a lot of reasoning of why. It's kind of like when he beat me on when I had when I had Gibbs and I had JSN and I had everyone out. It's like, this just happens when people are on bye, and some people just have tough matchups. You kind of just got to take the L where you can. I don't think it's possible. I think he's too far ahead because I think I agree with you. I also think when you look at his games, he's got Gordon next week, which is winnable, obviously, and then he's got I think he plays me. Yeah, he plays me, which could go either way, but not an easy game. And then he closes out the season with he closes out with El Toro. With Tori. So I think he goes for him to get out of the playoffs.
Yeah, he could go 3-0. He's probably going to go 2-1, and so I just don't see how he's going to drop out of the playoffs with his remaining games.
Yeah, if he goes 0-3, the situation for him to get out of the playoffs is he has to go 0-3 or 1-2, and then Shawn or Caleb or Tori have to win out or.
Well, really, two of those teams have to win out.
Two of those teams have to win out, and it's just like, I think he's done enough to get across the line.
Yeah, I agree. I also don't think his team's going to have that performance again. Like you said, the Detroit Eagles game was weird. Mm-hmm. There were some weird games this week, like weird scores. So I just don't think that's going to happen again, and I think that he's perfectly fine, and I would expect him to be in the playoffs whenever the season.
Can I spin a question on you?
Spin it.
This is now the second time we have seen our beloved pastor, who's supposed to lead us into the land of milk and honey, just my favorite word, capitulate at the end of the season. I mean, think about it. Last season, he was dominant. He was terrifying, and then he flubbered it at the end. And I'm starting to see flubbering again. What is going on with Kevin and not being able to see seasons out? And what do you think how do you think he's gonna do in the playoffs?
Well, I think there's an obvious answer. He needs to do some more prayer and fasting. I think clearly he needs to go on the Daniel's fast diet and spend 40 days in the desert without water or food and sleep, because he's not getting the prophetic visions that he really should be at the beginning of the season. So my advice to him is, before the draft next year, maybe do a 7-day fast and lament going into it, and maybe he'll get a prophetic vision of how to move forward throughout the season.
And then with that, piggybacking off of that, do you think if he does a 40-day fast,
okay,
do you think the Lord would tell him that he's an absolute idiot for picking up that kicker?
I think that it will be revealed in the end times of Revelation.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where it gets revealed to him.
One of the scrolls that's torn is just the leg of his kicker.
What a
Aubrey.
terrible trade.
But he got 10 points though.
He did.
He got 10 points. He is now officially the number 5th kicker in the fantasy league.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that lovely?
All right, moving on. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like our boy Joel is destined for, I mean, could he be a repeat? Is it time to start talking about him being a repeat penalty?
I mean, the great thing about, this man does not know ball. Let me tell you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, your team's trash. The second time you come into this draft with your pen and paper and laptop, just like you were in the first season, sitting in the corner like, I got this guy. I'm going to draft the best team in the world. And you just got this losing season. I mean, 4 losses on the bounce. I do feel very bad for him to lose out to Katie by only 2 points. Coming from someone who lost to you by 2 points sucks.
Why not start Bo Nix?
I think he might be paranoid about the Bronco boys now. And they were going against Kansas City and a divisional matchup. Divisional matchups can be just slog defense fest. And so I kind of understand why he didn't. He's been struggling with injuries. He's been struggling with this and that. I mean, here's the thing, and I would say this might be my hope to Joel, to make him feel better, because I have been ragging him a little bit. You're technically, let's just say for a second, no one is technically officially out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
Technically, even Gordon, if everyone above him loses out and he wins the next 3 matches, he could still technically get the playoff secure. I think at the end of this week we will finally have our first couple of people. But, Joel, I think you do not have a team that's able to make it to the playoffs. I can tell you that for a fact. I would put my next paycheck on that. But I don't think you have a bad enough team to get... I think you might even be able to not even make it to the final losers bracket.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I think he wins the first round and he's done.
Because right now, if we keep it as is, he plays against Tori. And with how Tori has been so up and down, so volatile, you never know. He could win that.
Yeah.
He could win that, and then he's just kind of chilling. Like, I don't even need to look at my app for the final matchup because I'm not in anything. And then he's just vibing.
Yeah, I mean, but you look at his team even this week, Henderson, 35 points, Henry, 27 points, Nico Collins, 30 points. And then it just falls off, but he does have players that were on bye, Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. I don't know if he's coming back, but he's got Pierce for the Colts on bye. Ferguson, he scored 11 points. So, I mean, you put Bo Nix in.
You win.
And you win. You get Pierce back for Indiana. I mean, how many points has he been scoring? Yeah, I mean, you get Pierce back, you're probably up in that 180, 190 range, and everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I don't think he's going to make it into the playoffs, but I think that he's going to win his first round and be done.
But he needs to just live into the Bronco boys. We rag him for it, but be the Bronco boys.
Just go for it at this point.
Be that guy.
Dude.
You're like that nerdy guy that's trying to be cool. You're not cool. Be the Broncos boys. It's okay. Yeah. Embrace it.
Embrace it, baby.
It's fine.
All right. I like it. So moving on from that, I think let's jump over to Katie real quick. And she, I think you were saying before we got on here and started recording, if she wins this week, she's going to be locked in. Is that kind of what what you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, currently she's at 7-4. Kevin is at 6-5, and the competition after that is 4-7. There's only 3 weeks left, So technically the only way that Katie loses is if she does not win her next 3 and goes to 7-7. And then I guess technically if Shawn and Caleb and Tori also get to 7-7, then it becomes a points off. So if she gets this next week win, which her matchup for week 12? Week 12.
It's Caleb.
It's Caleb. Again, a boomer bust. She's got Caleb. Then she's got Gordon. So like right there's a win. And then's got Shawn. So she's actually got a pretty tough matchup up through week 14. It's got to be said. But I mean, you got the week against Gordon. I think that's at least a guaranteed win. I don't see a world where she doesn't get that playoff spot secured. She got that narrow win against Joel, which is good. You're expected to do that. I mean, honestly, I even think in week 12, I think she beats Caleb overall because Etienne's on a bye. Josh Allen is going against the Texans, so I don't think he's going to ball out as much. So, I mean, I don't really see anything here. She's in good no man's land, where Joel's in bad no man's land, where I don't think he's going to get last place. Katie's in good no man's land. I don't think there's a possibility she gets a bye week, but I don't see her dropping.
I mean, the way she gets a bye week is I have to lose the last 3 games, or you have to lose the last 3 games. Then she can maybe slide in.
You would have to lose the last 3. Heather would have to lose the last 3. She would have to win the next 3.
Because Heather's ahead of her.
Heather is ahead of her by 1 win. So
yeah,
she's not in the. She is in. Let me just get the one more win and then prepare for the playoffs, and that's all I need to think about.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good for her. So.
And she's embracing the Green Bay girls, unlike Joel not getting the Broncos boys.
Yeah, I like the embrace. I've said it many times throughout the season. I do not like when you have the quarterback back and forth. You just got to pick one and go with it. You just have to go with it. And I understand you're just playing Russian roulette when you're trying to do the quarterback dance. You know, it can be a dangerous game. So, All right, moving on. And this is going to parlay into our final 2 teams that we're going to talk about, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the Jenty trade with Gordon. We got to bring it up. And I'm going to go on record here. I'm going to say that was a great trade by Gordon. And I think that he fleeced Shawn a little bit. I think Shawn gave up too much to get Jenty. And it's proofs in the pudding. He scored 12 points. And I think Shawn gave up a 2nd round pick next year, which to me is crazy. I do not think Jenty's worth that. I think the Raiders are absolute ass. Talking about a donkey. And I think Jenty's destined to either have a terrible sophomore season and request a trade, or he could be out of the league. He just looks like he was overperforming at Boise State, and he played cupcake teams for Boise State. And whenever he got to the big championship game, I can't remember who it was, against Texas or Ohio State, he got ate up, and he can't run with the big dogs. And I think that's what we're seeing in the NFL. So I think Gordon absolutely won that trade. And even though Shawn had a great week, I think that his intention was to try to get some extra oomph for a playoff run and to secure his spot. And I don't think he's going to get it from Jenty. So I give tiny claps to Gordon for that trade. What are your thoughts?
You know, I gotta say, it could be a double-edged sword in the sense of, I do agree with you. I think right now at 9:55 p.m. on November 18th of the Lord our Savior, 2025 years later, I think Shawn reached a little bit too much, and I think Gordon finally got a trade that was correct. But it kind of depends, because if Jenty starts to do pretty good, and that's the reason why Gordon gets last place and has to do the punishment, you could have used Jenty to make sure that you didn't get last place.
Yeah, but
that's future picking.
We have freaking 11 weeks of data, and he's had 1 good week.
And that's fair. And he's replacing it with Kenneth Walker, who did very well this week with 26 points. And besides a handful of single-digit points, he's been producing around the low-end 11 to high-end mid-20s points. I mean, I think that's a good pickup. And on top of that, he did exactly what we told him to do. What can you do to prepare for next year? And to pick up a second round, you get 2 second-round picks next year. I mean,
yeah, that's huge. That is huge.
I'm already think about how many great picks there are in the first 3 rounds. The fact that you get a first-round pick, 2 seconds, and a third. I mean, I think you did very well, Gordon, and I got to give you your praise. You have been getting dragged by us time and time again for a lot of things. Valid, most of them, because we're never wrong. But this was legitimately a very good pickup, and I would start.
And you know what it is?
What?
It's the wisdom that comes with becoming a father.
It is. It is.
He stepped into a new era, if you will.
Okay.
A new era is Tor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like his darling wife would be so excited about. You didn't get what I was alluding to.
I know what the Eras Tour is. I'm on TikTok. I've seen so much of the Eras Tour.
He's in a new era, and he's left old childish ways behind. He has a new child.
Okay.
That he has to care for and love.
Okay.
And raise in the image of God. And he now knows, I have to leave childish ways behind, and I have to step into fatherhood.
Okay.
And with this new anointing that is upon him and his family, he is now stepping into elite level fantasy football management. And we got to give him his due. We got to give him his praise.
One question with that logic.
Yeah.
Shawn has 3 children. Why did he do this trade then? Like, the logic doesn't make sense, my guy. So are you telling me that, like, are you telling me that Gordon is currently in
I think after you get to 3 kids, it's just downhill.
It's just downhill. So you're telling me that Gordon is currently in his, and I'm either going to hit this out of the park or completely botch this. Because
I'm ready.
Because I don't know which albums are considered the good albums or bad. You're telling me that Gordon is currently in his 1989 era, while Shawn is in his, is it called the Orchard Poet Society?
Yeah, I think you
era?
got it. I think
and
you
that
got
wasn't
it.
a great. I don't think that was a very good, or that wasn't a kindly
Well-received.
a well-received album. So you're telling me that Gordon is in the 1989 era and Shawn is in the Tortured Poet Society era, and that explains it. Okay, but they're all on tour.
They're all on tour. They're making money.
They're making money.
Yeah,
they're making money. Everyone says eat the rich, but not that billionaire.
Yeah. Well, hey, kudos to Gordon. I like the trade a lot.
It's good.
And I think it's good. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next year with the picks.
And here's another thing we didn't think of. And I just thought of this. We were saying, Gordon, this is a good pickup, and you're ready for next year. But we also said, when we said try to trade Jenty, make sure that you get something to make sure you don't lose. Get last place and have to do the forfeit, because that would suck. Now the flip is on Shawn. Shawn, you just gave everything. You just gave your house to a homeless person.
If he keeps Kenneth Walker, he's in the 200-point club.
Yeah. But here's what I'm saying. You are not secured in this playoff spot. Don't you dare give up your second round pick and not get into the playoffs. Imagine that.
It's going to be, imagine the meme.
Oh man, I'm gonna start researching.
Remember the meme that he got with the Family Guy, and everybody was so happy for him. Yay!
I'm taking all that back,
dude. If he does not make the playoffs and Jenty just puts up 3 stinkers in a row, especially if Kenneth Walker puts up like 25, 30 points.
Oh yeah.
And Jenty puts up like 10-point games, and Shawn loses and falls out.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Vision with me for a second. Vision with me for a second. Let me tell you, there is a hypothetical world where Jenty plays like absolute ass for 3 weeks and Kenneth Walker kills it. Shawn does not make it to the playoffs, loses his first week of the loser bracket, goes against Gordon for the king of last place and loses to Gordon because of Kenneth Walker, and then Shawn gets last place and has to not only do the forfeit, but now doesn't have a second round pick for next year. That is technically possible.
Dude, if that happens, that's going to be the greatest thing.
You're talking about the NFL script? The podcast boys script. That's the real
boys.
script.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I think we're already talking about it, so let's just jump in. We got really 3 teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have thought? We've got 3 teams battling for that last playoff spot. Shawn is currently in. Tori dropped down 2 spots.
Yep.
Because of the point differential, although she has the same record. And the dark horse, could Caleb come out of nowhere and squeeze into the playoffs? Could he get by Shawn to get in? I think we start with Caleb. Let's look at his team.
Well, can we not say Caleb's team? Can we say, can Josh Allen get to the playoffs? Because let's be honest, that is what it is. Josh Allen and a couple of bums make it to the playoffs?
And I think you've already alluded to this next week is going to be very difficult for him to win because his bread and butter, his main 2 guys have been Allen and Achane, and Achane is on bye this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not think Caleb gets a win this week.
Against Katie.
I do not think that happens.
Okay, so that's
the question is, what happens in week 13? He goes up against Heather. I do not think he wins that game.
Oh, no.
And then week 14, he plays me. I do not think he wins that game.
That's a hard 3 matchups.
So he's got a very difficult 3 matchups. The most winnable one of the 3 is this one, I would say, against Katie, probably, because she's the lowest seed, but he doesn't have Achane. So I think that he goes 0-3, and I think that he's going to be out of playoff contention. I don't see a way he gets in. I
think he could go 1-2.
I think he could go 1-2, but I do not see him getting in, and because I don't think. What's the Bills' record?
The Bills?
Yeah.
I am not sure overall. Let me.
I wonder if I can see it here.
I can look it up. Bills record. Sorry for the typing. They're currently 7-3.
Okay, so they still have a lot to play for. Josh Allen plays Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and New England. I don't think he's going to blow up against Houston. He's not going to score 58 points back-to-back weeks.
You say that.
I say that. I mean, he could.
That's his second 50-point game. Yeah.
I think that he was fired up to play Tampa Bay because of Baker. And I think that he just kind of wanted to go out and just like throw the ball all over the field.
Oh,
I don't see him doing that against Houston. They're not even going to have CJ Stroud. He hasn't cleared concussion protocol. And then it's at Pittsburgh in the cold. I think that they're going to be running the ball there. And then Cincinnati, maybe if Joe Burrow was in there, but
he's going to go off in Cincinnati, 100%.
Yeah, I guess so, maybe. But I mean, again, it's like you said, it's Josh Allen's team. I think that best case scenario, Caleb's looking at 1-2, and that's not going to be enough to get in the playoffs.
No, I don't think so either. I think he has a good chance of winning against Katie because if you look at Katie's team for next week, Josh Jacobs is out with a knee contusion, and Jordan Love is questionable. So we're kind of like in that shaky feeling of like, ooh, Drake London is also questionable as of right now and is considered week to week. So
yeah, but Achane's out.
Yeah, but Josh Allen isn't out.
Yeah, but dude, you can't. Even if you just have Josh Allen's not going to score 150 points.
Says you. This is Josh Allen we're talking about.
You just got to have another player come out of nowhere, and I don't know who that is on his team.
I just feel like Katie's team is going to be pretty weak. I mean, you're talking about a potential of no Jordan Love, no Josh Jacobs, can't have Keenan Allen because he's on a bye week, can't have J.K. Dobbins because he's injured and on a bye week. Might not have Drake London because he could be out. He's week to week. So it's like it could be a skeleton crew for Katie, and Josh Allen could do a back-to-back 50 points and really shake things up. It could happen. I'm saying that's probably most likely.
Where are the points going to come from? Achan's out. Thomas, he's out. His other wide receiver is out. Oh, let's go to his bench. Who can he put in? C.J. Stroud, he's out. Who else can we go?
Olave, baby.
T. McLaurin, he's out and on bye. I mean, his team is trash. I don't even understand how this dude is 4-7. I mean, it is insane to me. He should be at the bottom of the league, but Josh Allen is just that guy. It is insane.
He really is.
So, anyway, I don't know. We just gotta.
I think it's 1 and 2. Let's go on to the. Let's go on to the next.
Yeah, let's go on. Okay, so here it is: the Battle of the Melton household. Shawn and Tori. We'll end with Shawn. What does Tori have to do to get in? Can she get in?
She can definitely get in.
She plays you next week.
She plays me next week, and I am out of a kicker and a tight end right now, looking for replacements for that, because Chargers are on a bye. I got Warren, who's questionable. He got injured during the last matchup. I don't know if Bucky Irving's back or not. And Sam Laporta is on IR, so I'm a little banged up right now. We're going to have to kind of see how it goes. I mean, looking at kind of who's like, here's a crazy thing. This is, look at our RB1s. It's Jahmyr Gibbs versus David Montgomery. Who's going to steal points from who? But this is where I'm a little bit nervous because Jalen Hurts is going against Dallas. You know that Hurts and A.J. Brown are going to really want, it's a divisional matchup. Dallas has a terrible defense. I think that they're going to score some nice points overall. So I think she might have a chance of beating me.
I also think Kieran Williams could have a good game. Sunday night game in Los Angeles again, or Sunday night game at Tampa Bay. You know, primetime game. I think that could be a good game for him too.
That could be a good game. I think there's a possibility.
She also is getting Warren back this week. He was out. He's going to be back in the lineup this week.
Oh, really?
For the Colts. Yeah.
Oh, dang it, that sucks. But they are going against Kansas City, so that's going to be a little bit of a harder matchup. But it is good. That's one of her better players. So I think she has a chance of beating me on that. You look into week 13. Week 13, she is going up against. Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's going up against Joel. And I think that's a very
winnable game.
Yeah, I think that's a very winnable game. And then going into week 14, she goes up against Kevin. And if Kevin keeps having issues, there's a good possibility in that being in her favor as well. It depends on a lot of things. So I think right now, Tori could go 1 and 2. But I think she has a higher likelihood to go 2 and 1, beating Joel and then either beating me or Kevin, or upsets and beats all three of us. I think there is a possibility. I would say give it, 40% chance of going 2 and 1, 40% chance of going 1 and 2, 30% chance of going 2 and 1, and then the remaining percentage of going 3 and 0. What do you think?
Yeah, I think your percentages are right. I feel like, man, looking at her lineup and looking at your lineup this week, I think there's a shot. I think she has a good shot at beating you.
There's a shot.
I really do. I mean, the Jalen Hurts has been not the best, but Dallas's defense is so bad. So if it's going to be a high scoring game, and that's going to benefit her on a couple fronts, it's going to benefit her on the Jalen Hurts front, hopefully the AJ Brown front, but it's also going to benefit her on the CD Lamb front.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's got to hope that Dallas Eagles game is like 45-41. Like, that's what she wants to see the score there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? And, I mean, it's a real possibility. Like, she could have it. That's a huge game.
Yeah.
So,
And Patrick Williams is probably going to have a harder week going against Indianapolis. But I will say I do have some chances. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is the number one in Detroit, and they're going against the Giants. Even though I don't think there's been a lot of weeks where David Montgomery has taken more points off of Jahmyr Gibbs, but it is still possible. If Warren gets healthy, they're going against the Bears. That looks really good as a running back. JSN is going against the Titans. That looks really good for him. DeAndre Swift against Pittsburgh. I have Juwan Jennings going against Carolina. He's been kind of getting online with a 15-point, 20-point, 12 points the past few weeks. Decent flex option. Detroit's going against the Giants. I have Detroit's defense. If I wanted to switch it out, New England goes against Cincinnati. I could put that in. I have to decide on who I want to go with there. So I still got options there with that. But, yeah, I mean, Tori's team is solid, but we said it from the beginning. There is volatility with her team. A.J. Brown can be volatile. David Montgomery can be volatile. Like, she's boom or bust in this. So, I have more hope than Caleb, but we need to look at Shawn's before I make my final verdict of who's going to make it.
yeah, for sure. Shawn's going to be interesting. So,
Can Shawn get 5 wins on the bounce after upsetting Kevin, beating Heather?
He's got to be. I mean, that's a massive game. I mean, she's going to have Daniel Jones. She's going to have Daniel Jones back. She's going to have Jonathan Taylor back. They're coming off buys. They do play Kansas City at Kansas City in Arrowhead, but I think that they are going to come out and want to make a statement and just say, hold these nuts and just ball out again. And then Williams going that night against, or going to the America's Game of the Week against the Eagles. And then she's got Puka on a primetime game. I mean, dude,
It's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough for Shawn. It's going to be tough. He's got to hope Bijan does Bijan things. And he needs a banger.
Yeah.
He needs a banger against New Orleans from Bijan.
And he's got some tough matchups. I mean, you're talking about Jenty going against Cleveland. Cleveland has one of the better rush defense, one of the better rush defenses overall. Justin Jefferson's going against Green Bay. Green Bay has been a little bit up and down, but it's been mainly because of their offense, not because of their defense. Still have Micah Parsons. So I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a little bit of a harder time, but it is Justin Jefferson. He can shine at anything. And then Egbuka's going against the Rams. That's going to be a hard matchup as well as a receiver too. They have a
so
really
let's say he doesn't win next week this week against Heather,
which would be understandable.
Then he goes against you, the number 1 team.
I'm nervous about that. I'm going to be honest because he should have beat me last time.
I know
he should have beat me last time, and his star player broke his leg.
And then he goes against Katie. I mean, so
it's a hard backup.
He has, and we've talked about this before. He has to finish out the season. He's got 3 extremely difficult games. I mean, it's conceivable he goes 0-3.
It is conceivable.
That is a real reality that he goes 0-3. And now
he needs to win too. Like we're talking about Tori almost winning too.
This Jenty trade just looks worse and worse. After just doing that. I mean, dude, you're hitching your cart to Jenty.
Yeah.
Over Kenneth Walker. You need every bit of points you can get in these next 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see it, Shawn. I just don't see. I mean, dude, Jenty, these are his points: 13, 10, 9, 41, 19, 19, 4, 24, 17, 12. Those are his points. And then we go over to your boy, Kenneth Walker. 5, okay. 27, 21, 15, 12, 5, 7, 11, 11, 26. But here's the thing. the Seahawks are way better than the freaking Raiders. And I don't know, man. I think we're going to look at these next 3 games. If he goes 0-3 and Jenty puts up 3 stinkers, it's going to be comical.
Yeah, and it's one. I mean, overall, Kenneth Walker is currently rated the number 23 running back, while Jenty is rated at. He's at the number 13, but again, this would be if you're looking looking at a 1-to-1 trade. This isn't a 1-to-1 trade. Shawn to a point gave up part of his future. He is now going to have a harder next season to try to scrape in. And what we said with Tori is we said that there is a good likelihood that she can go 2-1. And if that's the case, that means that Shawn has to go 2-1 to absolutely secure this playoff spot. There's no other choice. So between
he's got a much harder road to go 2-1 than Tori.
Exactly. And that makes me nervous. Now, Shawn, I didn't expect you going 4 wins on the bounce, and I'm happy for you. But between Heather, me, and Katie, you got to find 2 wins. And that is going to be a tall order to ask. So, after assessing this overall, I think the final standings are going to be for 6th, 7th, and 8th is going to be El Toro, my sleeper pick. I then think Shawn gets in there, and then I think it's Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, making that trade to get right outside, looking out through the window glass, don't know how much time has passed. God, it feels like forever. It just looks tough for him. That's what I think. What do you think?
I mean, dude, I want Shawn to get in. His last 3 games are so hard, and yeah, dude, I think Tori's going to get in. I think Tori's going to go 2-1. We could be sitting here next week looking like idiots and being like, "Oh," but like,
if Shawn beats Heather, I will come back with some humble pie.
Yeah, but what if Tori beats you?
Well, then there's still.
It's the same scenario.
It's the same scenario. Yeah, he really. Maybe Shawn does some dastardly deeds, breaks into his wife's phone, changes the lineup to buy players starting or whatever, and then really sabotages her.
Yeah.
Again, you sleep on the couch, but like,
you get the win.
What's worse? You sleep on the couch for the next, like, let's say week, or you're taking the ACT, buddy. I would take the couch for a week if I were you. I don't know about you, Mike. My couch is kind of comfortable. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so updates. Let's do these next few things before we end out. Updates for the standings of who I think is going to be where, based on how I saw these games. I think these are the new updated standings. I think I'm going to finish first. I think you're still going to get second. Actually, no, I think Heather's going to get second. You're going to get third. Katie's fourth. Kevin's fifth. Tori's sixth. Shawn seventh. Caleb eighth. Joel ninth. Gordon 10th. What do you think of those standings? That's my anticipation ending week 14 going into playoffs.
Yeah, I think I can't disagree with those picks.
Do you think you can stay?
I think I win all 3 games.
You think so?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I win all 3 games. But I guess the question is, I don't play Heather, so if she wins all 3 games, it's a wash, and your prediction's correct. Because Heather's got
you have more points than her, so you would be second.
Points. I think Heather will also.
She has the easiest matchup for the rest of the regular season. Overall.
Yeah, I think she wins all 3 games, and it comes down to point differential.
Okay,
I stay in second. So
that's
what I think.
Everything else, you're fine with the standings.
I agree with everything else you said. I just think that me and Heather both win out, and then I take it because of point differential and get the bye.
I mean, if that's the case, you might secure first place again because I think I might lose one of my matchups. between either Tori or Shawn. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous on that.
We'll see.
Winners and losers?
Hey, man. Yeah, well, of this week?
Of this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm going to go winner of the week. In spite of the trade, I'm going to go Shawn is the winner of the week. I mean, he comes from the depths. He rises up like a phoenix, catching fire, the Mockingjay, and he's in the playoff contention. So he's got to be the winner of the week to come all the way from the dead. He was resurrected like Lazarus up from the grave, and now he's actually in playoff contention and really in the driver's seat to stay there through the final 3 games. Although he's got a gigantic mountain to climb, the word says faith as small as a mustard seed, you can do anything. And this boy, you better got some faith because he's trying to climb that mountain. So my winner of the week is Shawn.
Okay.
Who's your winner of the week?
I'm going to go with myself because I got first place. I ain't need to do any biblical prophesizing over it. I'm in first place and it feels good. One more win. If I get one more win, I believe I secure at least a bye week. If it's not first place, I'll at least get second. So I like that. I like that. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. Losers. Who's your loser?
Continuing with my prophetic words and my biblical scholarly, just like it says, the first shall be last. Shawn is also the loser of the week with the Jenty trade. What are we doing here, dude? What are we doing, Shawn? It just reeks of desperation. And I think that he's got his pie in the sky. He's living on cloud 9. He thinks he's the king of the castle. He thinks he's up here touting off trumpets around Jericho. This guy is out here making dastardly trades only to be topped by our pastor, Kevin, by trading for a kicker. This is one of the worst trades I've ever seen. I mean, Jenty is not a second-round future pick, and you gave up, in my opinion, I think you gave up a better running back. I think Gordon fleeced you, and although you're my winner of the week, you're also my loser of the week. And I really hope it doesn't come back to bite you because we're going to be sitting here laughing, and I mark my words. If you make it in and Jenty balls out after week 14, I will have pie, and I will be eating pie, just like this. And I will take my slice of humble pie. But I think this trade's going to come back to bite him in the butt. And I think he's going to be on the outside looking in, just like we said, and he's going to be knocking on the window, and Tori's going to be on the other side saying, I don't know what you're doing out there, but you can go be on the couch with Jenty. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
Who's your loser of the week?
Mine's going to be Kevin because his team, he's just been he's been poop from a butt for the past 3 weeks, and I'm just sick of seeing it. I mean, going from 2 weeks of just absolute mismanagement, leaving almost 50-plus points on the bench to your team only not even making it to 120 is abysmal. And the only reason why we're not really talking about, really deep diving, will he make it to the playoffs, is because you did all the work in the front half. This is the second season in a row that you've capitulated in the second half of the season, and you need to get your stuff together, my guy. You need to get your stuff together. I'm not even memeing anymore. I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm starting to get angry. This is starting to anger me to see this. You are a grown ass man. Get your team together, my guy. Get it together and take care of it. Like, come on. That's just how it is. That would be my loser. Week 12 look ahead. What is the matchup you are most excited for? It's like a group of them for me. I
know, dude. It's a lot. I mean, I think one that I'm looking forward to seeing is you and Tori.
I was going to say the same thing.
I'm interested to see that game for sure, based off a lot of the things that we just said. I think you and Tori is a big one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the slate next week, it's me against Joel, Shawn against Heather, Gordon against Kevin, you against Tori, and Katie against Caleb. Yeah, nothing else is really tickling my fancy as much as you versus Tori. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that game. I also think the matchups within the game are interesting, like the things that we talked about with the players who are playing. Like we got Hurts, we got CeeDee Lamb. we've got some interesting stuff happening in the NFL. So I think that makes the game a little bit more compelling as well.
Yeah, I would say my matchup with Tori as well. I mean, I think the biggest thing is with Tori, she is now at the point, it's like, okay, you've lost 2. You have went from your playoff spot to third to last. You got 2 people on your shoulder breathing down your neck, really trying to keep that spot that they stole from you. There has to come a week where you need to stop the bleeding. And it's got to be soon. I mean, if you get 3 losses on the trot, next week we're coming here saying, what are the likelihoods she can even bring it back? Again, we said that you could go 2-1. If you beat me, then there's such a big dichotomy with this game. If she beats me, we're talking next week of, man, she only needs 1 win in the next 2, and she's basically got it. For the most part, depending on the other games with Caleb and how Caleb does against Katie and how Shawn does against Heather. But if she loses it, then it's like, oh man, Tori, you need to win these next 2. Like, it becomes a you need to. You don't have a choice. So it's really going to depend. And I think I'm in a weakened state overall with, depending on how Warren does and with my people who are on bye. So I think I'm up for the taking. I'm up for the taking overall, and we'll see how you can do. But overall, that is definitely the matchup for the week. I think secondary, unlikely, but if Shawn somehow beats Heather, we're bringing pie to the next podcast episode. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hey, even with 3 weeks left, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to be looking forward to. Excited to see you guys out there on the field, on the gridiron, battling for the final playoff spot. Looking forward to it. Can Katie clench a playoff spot next week? Will Tori take down the number 1 player, the number 1 team, and will Shawn's trade be the very thing that keeps him out of the playoffs? There's only one way to find out. We got to see what happens next week, baby. Tune in, hit that like button, subscribe, share with all your friends.
Love y'all.
Boys are out.
Peace.
Football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football.